Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin and today I'm discussing the benefits of going screen-free. Of course, I sit here discussing some hotly debated topic yet again. However, my channel is all about bettering your lifestyle, helping you become a more joyful, present, conscious human being, and of course, more than anything, helping you discover your most joyful approach to parenting, helping you become a more conscious, respectful parent. So, screens were just inevitable conversation on this channel. Whether it be your phone, your MacBook, your TV, your tablet, whatever kind you have. Screens are such a huge aspect of the American lifestyle. It's almost strange to talk to someone nowadays who doesn't have one of those things. Most people that I interact with have all of them. All of the screens. On a daily basis, I'm asking myself tons and tons of questions pertaining to what I'm doing. Is it benefiting me? Is it making me truly happy? Am I closer to my intrinsic self? Am I being a better mom because of this? Am I being a better partner to Ben? Am I fulfilling some sort of inner, desire by doing what I'm doing? And I'm always asking myself these questions when I'm doing things revolving around my screens. If I'm watching a movie, I always ask, am I learning something from this that I couldn't learn from a book or I couldn't learn in another way? Am I growing in any type of way from sitting here watching this? I also ask myself these questions when I'm scrolling Instagram. Just every time the answer is no. So it's with that in mind that I'm going to go ahead and share the information that I've gathered pertaining to why screens are not so good and why they're definitely of no help and no benefit to your children. Of course, I have to give credit where credit is due. I gathered most of this information thanks to Rosalind Ross and the books she suggested to me. Thanks to her, I read Remotely Controlled by Dr. Eric Sigman. I read this book, Living Outside the Box. And I also read the book, The Art of Living Consciously by Nathaniel Branden. A lot of the other information that I'm going to discuss today is just stuff that I found on Google. This is just basic information that, through our screens, thank God for them, is right at your fingertips. In The Art of Living Consciously, Nathaniel Branden taught me that assessing reality and becoming aware of reality is the essence of being a conscious human being. If that sounds really crunchy for you, I'll put it this way. Being aware of your surroundings and actually paying attention to them, especially the people that you're interacting with and the way you're choosing to live your life moment to moment is so important in order to feel alive. That being said, when we choose to put our reality in the form of a screen, so pictures of other people, pictures of other people's lives, especially people we don't even know and we've never even seen before, and fake people, such as actors, this is not reality at all. When we choose to make that our reality by binge watching shows, sitting for tons of time on social media, we're no longer really living. We're kind of just a numbed out version of ourselves. Television shows, Instagram accounts, they're not reality. These are sped up, louder, brighter, more beautiful versions of some created reality. In fact, most of the time, especially for social media, this isn't reality for even the person that you're looking at. It's overstimulating and damaging to our attention span as adults. So let's go ahead and discuss what it's doing to our babies. Dr. Eric Sigman says in his book Remotely Controlled, children from the ages of 1 to 3 that are exposed to television or screen time have an increased risk by the age of 7 to have an attention disorder. Add 1 hour to that for that same age range of children, and you're increasing the risk by 9%. Just from 1 hour. Not to mention that scientists actually speculate that this is an understatement. He goes on to say that educational programs are just as damaging as any other program that your children might watch. A 26-year study based on the association between child and adolescent TV viewing and adult health was done on 1,000 children born from 1972 to 1973. They found that there was a direct link between poor health and in general health issues by the age of 26, and they were observing kids from the ages of 5 to 15 in their TV viewing. 15% raised blood cholesterol, 17% were obese, 17% were smokers. The study goes on to mention that this was conclusive regardless of several other factors, whether it be the children's BMI at those younger ages, or their parents' BMI, the parental smoking, depression in the household, many different factors, how active they were at that age. It was still constant. Another interesting observation that Dr. Sigmund made in his book is that within 30 seconds of watching television, we are neurologically less capable of making judgments about what we see and hear. Our brain cannot interpret the information that's coming at us in a critical way. In fact, our brain's left hemisphere, the one responsible for critical thinking, logic, analysis, tunes out. On the other hand, when we read a book, our brain is fully engaged. In addition to the numerous proven health risks associated with screen time, there are of course other things that you might have to sacrifice if you decide on unlimited screen time. Children from 0 to 5 years old are incapable of differentiating between what's real and what is fake or non-existent. I'm not an expert. I cannot tell you the effect that has on a young person's psychology. I was exposed to Disney movies and every cartoon in the book from the age of probably 0. I don't know, I watched a lot of Sesame Street early on. And I'm a highly functioning person, I think. However, I personally am going to refrain from exposing Donovan to anything for as long as I possibly can, but especially until the time he can really understand that it's not real, that dogs cannot talk, that snowmen cannot talk, that we cannot communicate and move the ocean and or talk to the mountains that turn from smoke person to lovely green lady. In general, these are things that children really cannot comprehend, and yeah, that can't be good. Aside from the general confusion of a false reality associated with TV or screens, whatever, there's a lot of propaganda involved. In fact, it's mostly propaganda that you're consuming when you're watching television. Large corporations are associated with the ads that you see when you watch certain types of shows and certain networks in particular. That means that the values and the ethics that are being shared on said shows or movies have to do with what needs to be sold to you. It's also clear that the ideas that are being shared with you in the most subtle ways are not coming from some sort of divine place of peace and love and the idea of a harmonious world, right? For example, the shows that I saw when I was a child really advocated to kind of hate my siblings, especially if I had a sister. Like, I would hate that she took my clothes, and I would be super unhappy with the fact that I was not an only child anymore. That's something that's like a repeated theme in a lot of children's shows for whatever reason. Not liking your siblings, not liking your parents is a very common theme in many TV shows and movies. You see any teen character and any young person character as somebody who's got some sort of issue with any type of authority figure, or, which I don't believe in that, but any type of parental figure. That's where we often see attitude or unrest in the household. We see sort of an obsession once the children are older with boys and kissing and sex, which is what it is. You know, those are normal interests that people have. However, it's not normal to make that like your general focus in life. It's pretty unhealthy. However, there are shows that is their central focus. In fact, most shows with a female protagonist, that's kind of the focus of them. What's going on?
Just wondering.
Ben's helping me out watching our son while I make this video. It's a challenge for him. Thank you, sir. He gave me this rice cake. No, but I'm so close. You can listen if you want. And of course, for the younger audience, we have the boys have cooties and girls are icky approach, which is completely false reality. It's in our DNA that we are attracted to the opposite sex or to someone else. So it's kind of strange that television constantly markets this to our children, that we have to feel weird about the opposite sex when children in their genetic code know that they don't feel that way. Then there are, of course, the ideas that we're all familiar with. Pretty girls are mean and possibly stupid. Handsome/strong athletic boys are complete jerks that will knock your books away from you at any given chance. Not to mention that they don't know how to read most of the time. And of course, those that do know how to read all dress the same. You know what they're wearing. I know you can picture it. We've got some glasses, we've got some braces, we've got some sort of sweater vest and general nice attire for the smart kids, but they're not cool. We know that. Let's not forget the violence, of course. The fact that we witness homicide in children's television is pretty crazy to me. I don't know if it's like that all over the world, but America. Of course, those are just a small list of ideas that are very frequently shown to us as normal and real. And you can go to any high school, any middle school, any elementary school, and you will see them in action. Kindergarten teacher and author of Living Outside the Box, Barbara Brock, mentions that she notices a very, very obvious difference in the children that are exposed to television and those that are not. She sees the difference in the foods packed in their lunchbox, their play, their show and tell, their artwork, their writing, and of course their conversation. She says that TV permeates every facet of their being. She wonders if they've ever been able to dream, create, and imagine inside their own head without the influence of an externally supplied vision. Another interesting anecdote from Barbara's book is that in 1990, a study showed that on average parents spent about 38.5 minutes in meaningful conversation with their children a week. That is less than 6 minutes daily. When surveying parents from TV-free households, that number skyrocketed and it was about 385 minutes per week, which is about 55 minutes per day. It's important to keep in mind that that was in 1990. Imagine how difficult it is today to get a good word in with the people you love most when we have not just the television to worry about, but an iPad and an iPhone and whatever other nonsense we're exposed to. Actually makes me really sad. Speaking of sad, there is a very serious link between depression and television viewing. 2,079 American adults were studied by the pharmaceutical industry, and they made a very clear detection that the more television you watch, the more likely it is that you'll be prescribed some sort of antidepressant. Now, I don't know what's best for you, nor do I know what's best for your family. However, I do know my intention with my channel and with my content, and it's to share valuable information. It's to help you live, like I said in the beginning, a more joyful, purposeful, conscious life. And this information is proven, it's very accessible. Even your subconscious mind tells you so much. Rosalind Ross mentions this in her blog. I think this is basically what she says word for word, but there's a reason that you feel warm and fuzzy when you see a child nuzzled up with a book, and you feel disgusted when you see a child numbed out in front of a screen. It's not natural for us to be staring at some sort of bright, flashing screen all day. It's just not. However, if you really feel that it's imperative to watch television and have that be an integral part of your household, then that's your choice. You know, we're free people. But, you know, like I said, I'm sharing this information in hopes that you consciously decide to do that. Television and screens are proven to ruin our attention span, our ability to focus, to make us spend more money based on the advertisements that we watch, to make us passive people, to make us mainstream people, to make us overweight, and to in general just make us dissatisfied with our actual real lives. Those are things that I'm personally trying to avoid, and if you're somebody that right now is like shaking your screen, no, it's not true, I love TV, I will never give it up, you can't make me, I don't care what the research says, that's fine. But I'm still gonna give you some alternatives just in case you change your mind. The first thing I'm going to recommend is read. Read more books. You do not know what kind of a gift it is to be a literate person in this world. Not to mention, the more knowledge that you acquire by reading, the more fun you're going to have in life. You're probably going to end up making more money because you're going to have more insight as to how to start a business or what your real interests are or who you really are. You're going to have great conversation because you'll have things to talk about. You'll be learning things. In general, you'll probably just be a happy person because you'll have a more engaged mind and you'll be more well-rounded. Just read. One more thing, you'll become one of those people that actually knows things instead of just talks about things and nonsense like they know but they have no clue. The next thing is to get outside. This is another incredible gift that we have. The earth has so much to offer, nature has so much to offer that we really, I mean, I shouldn't say we. There are plenty of people that are taking advantage of it, but I personally don't even take advantage enough of the beauty and the glory that is Mother Nature. Go to a park, go for a hike, go see the beach if you live in a place like California. Whatever, just go expose yourself to the great outdoors. Third one is get to know each other, really bond with the people that you love. That survey that implied that people in 1990 were getting a total of 6 quality minutes of conversation with their loved ones and daily, it disturbed me. I mean, I have a baby, and to think, Donovan, that I will ever spend just 6 minutes a day in real engaged hey, do you want to come over here? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Donovan's sort of filthy, so I'm gonna do this quickly. How did Abba just leave you like this? Oh my god. Okay. What's on my list? Okay, yeah. Get to know each other. Have real conversation. Go out to breakfast. Go out to lunch. Go, like, with that hour of time. Let's say you're only watching an hour of television a day. Go, you know, actually see somebody that you care about and just say hi, see how they're doing, or talk to the people that you love in your household. Didn't you use that time to like write a letter to somebody, or especially even a mentor? It doesn't have to be somebody you love, okay? You could make some money moves with this. You could actually kind of move forward with that time instead of just staying still and becoming a numbed out zombie. Next one is to actually get to know yourself. The more time that you have on your hands, not numbing out to a screen, the more time you have to figure out what your real interests are. You can start doing. Take action in some sort of realm of your life that you haven't done yet. You could take this time to journal. You could take this time to even do meditation or therapy or even a quick yoga session. Whatever. There are plenty of ways to get in tune with your intrinsic self. Definitely in an hour, but come on. Some people are watching like 4 hours of television a day or having 4 hours of screen time a day. It's a lot of time that you're missing out with you. It's you time, baby. The next one is to focus. So maybe you do have a project that you're working on or an idea that you've already cultivated and you waste a lot of the time that you could be working on that project or that idea by using your screen. Focus in, actually get that work done, start making progress. You're gonna be so happy that you did and you didn't watch 6 more episodes of The Office, which I'm guilty of. Paint. I don't know about you guys, but painting is so therapeutic for me, and I just really love incorporating this into my weekly lifestyle. I at least make time to paint once a week, and hopefully I can get better at making that more of a frequent activity. That's just my personal thing. I don't know if you like to paint, but it's good for everybody, even if you don't think you're good. Look at Jackson Pollock. He splashed paint around and he made lots and lots of money. Oh my gosh, a big one is to exercise. Yeah. A lot of people complain that they don't have time to work out. Like, that's the most common excuse for people that are overweight. However, they probably have time for an hour of television. I guarantee it. And if they don't have time for television, they probably have time for their phone. Doesn't make sense, guys. It just doesn't make sense. The last one is to learn a new skill. So whether you've always wanted to be a really good chef, or you've wanted to learn how to sew or knit or something, just pick it up and start doing it. Use that time to learn something new. And once again, it's going to lead you down such a better path. And it's going to lead you down an actual path as opposed to the mainstream path, which is numb out to TV and then talk about it or like laugh about it, and then that's it. There's no growth there. The last thing that I want to touch on is this awesome app that I downloaded just moments before filming this video. I can't really tell you if it's good or not, but I can tell you that it's interesting and that I'm excited for it to become a part of my lifestyle. It's called Moment, and it indicates how much time you've spent on your phone, specifically app by app, and then it also, I have the free version. See, it says I've spent 20 minutes on my phone today. False, I've spent a lot of time, but like I said, I got this right before I filmed this video. There's lots of cool features, like if you pay a little bit more, I think it'll tell you, like, basically to stop using your phone after a certain time. Like, it'll limit you when you're on certain apps, and I don't know, it seems really cool. I'm actually really excited to see how frequently I really am on my phone and, like, the duration of time I spend wasting away my life on things like social media and whatever else. I highly recommend to download this app, Moment. I'm recommending it, but I don't really know if it's great or not, but it's a good idea at least. This video sort of went the path of explaining why television and screens are bad for everyone, but I figured that I should just go ahead and talk about it like that in a general sense, because of course if it's affecting adults in such a horrible way, you can only imagine what kind of impact it's going to have on a tiny little baby that's just interpreting everything for the first time. But of course, it's extremely overstimulating. The baby cannot comprehend what's happening on the screen or how it's happening. It's just ruining their attention span from the moment you put them in front of it. So you make the decision, of course, as always, but I highly advise to completely cut out screen time if that's possible for you. For me, we have the screen every now and again. Not for Donovan at all. Zero screen time for this little munchkin. But for me, it's a work in progress. I really like The Office. I turn it on every now and again. That being said, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you got some good book recommendations. And as always, I hope it led you to a more peaceful, joyful, conscious way of living. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and if you're new to my channel and you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. And please feel free to leave me a comment below. I love responding to them. I feel like I'm actually getting to know you guys even though I can't see you. So I really, really appreciate it. And I think that's everything that I have to say at the end here, so yeah. Alright, I'll see you next time, you guys. Bye.